Hi, my name is Alia Lisa Bernardo Randros. I am transgender, male to female, meaning I was born male genetically, and I've been transitioning since I was 40, um, like full time. Uh, and I'm just here to explain the Title IX because I'm sure a lot of people, especially um, I've been sending a lot of the things to sign against this, and I just wanted to explain what the Title IX is, especially for the religious people, which, like, I respect anybody's belief, and what you believe is fine, but when it imposes on somebody else's life, and it's like they have to do it your way, or if not, it's wrong, then actually that's evil. And that is not of God. But I just wanted to share what the Title IX is so you can be educated and you can know what it's actually about. So, Title IX is no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subject to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. So there's been a few articles, but the article, and I would like to appreciate or give thanks to my cousin Eli, who I love to pieces, um, who actually was the one who brought this to light, because I'm trying to live a very positive life. I don't want negativity. I don't I don't accept it at all. I'm just trying to keep my life normal, positive, like anybody else. So I kind of don't read the news or to get into the news or whatever. So he sent me the New York Times um, uh, article, and it says the Trump administration is considering narrowly defining gender as a biological immutable condition determined by genitalia at birth, the most drastic move yet in the government-wide effort to roll back recognition and protections of transgender people under federal civil rights law. A series of decisions by the Obama administration loosened the legal concept of gender in federal programs, including in education and healthcare, recognizing gender largely as an individual choice and not determined by the sex assigned at birth. The policy prompted fights over bathrooms, dormitories, single-sex programs, and other arenas where gender was once seen as a simple concept. Conservatives, especially evangelical Christians, were incensed. Now that the Department of Health and Human Services is spearheading an effort to establish a legal definition of sex under Title IX, the federal civil rights law that bans gender discrimination in education programs that receive government financial assistance, according to a memo obtained by the New York Times. The department argues in its memo that key government agencies needed to adopt an explicit and uniform definition of gender as determined on a biological basis that is clear, grounded in science, objectified, and administrable. Sorry, the agency produced. The agency's purpose definition would define sex as either male or female, unchangeable, and determined by the genitals that a person is born with. According to a draft reviewed by the Times, any dispute about one's sex would have to be clarified using genetic testing. The article is really long, and I don't want to talk about the whole thing. But it does say sex means a person's status as male or female based on immutable biological traits identifiable by or before birth. So it meaning when Obama was in office, he actually made it more open, where if you to gender identity. So if you wanted to identify as female, you can identify as female for anything, work, whatever it is, school, all that stuff. So the Trump administration is trying to go back to and take that out of it again, meaning that we would have to go by, I would have to go by what I was born as. And that would be in schools, prisons, homeless shelters, any place that's like federal or like that helps people. It's very disturbing because I think that I should be able to say what I am and what I'm not. And it hurts too, because I had a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, who actually quoted me scriptures about it. And my whole point with that is, honey, I grew up in church. My parents are pastors, so I know what they preach, what they talk, what they manipulate, what they say, what they don't say. And a lot of it is man-made rules. A lot of it is stuff that they can't even prove, but because they've been saying it for centuries, they just take it as that is right. I don't have a problem with what you believe, and I respect what you believe. I have a problem with when you try to impose that on me, and I can't live my life how I want to and live my rights that I feel I have as a human being. I don't want to get too much into it because it's just inhumane for anybody, for a person or a government, to think that they can tell me how to live. And they don't make it easy to transition. So it's not like there's different, the government doesn't help as much when you're transitioning. The surgeries are extremely expensive. Most trans women do sex work because they don't have any money to survive, and they actually have to. I know most people, well, nobody, well, we didn't choose this. But the government and the world and the society doesn't make it easy for us to get work on a regular basis. And if we do get work, it's really cheap. It's not enough to cover. And it's normally not in the public eye. It's not like we can go for any job that we want. We just got to believe that we can, which is what our transgender people have to fight for now, is that we believe we have the rights to be equal, to do whatever anybody else can do. I'm smart. I can do a lot of people's jobs, but they won't give it to me just because I am transgender. Even in the music industry where I sing, and there's places that won't even put me to sing just because I am trans. It's not that I can sing or I can do my work. So they don't pay enough. On top of that they don't pay enough, they actually don't help in any way, shape, or form. And I don't want the government's help. I actually was getting food stamps for a while because I just couldn't make ends meet. I worked 3 nights a week. So the money just doesn't. I was working 3 nights a week. But anyways, I did it for a while because I needed it. And it was just getting to be hard just to keep it because they were trying to just get everybody to stop having food stamps. So they just start making mistakes, and then they would say that I would have to do things after they told me to do something else, and I just got tired. So I don't have any government assistant. I live off of what I make, and it's not much. But I have the right to choose that life, and I have the right to be who I want to be, and nobody should tell me. And I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm not a billionaire yet. So it's like the fact that people can just think that they can put a law to affect some part of this society that we all call human beings. All of us, we're all God's creation. We are all the same, whether you're churchy or you're not churchy, whether you're Buddhist or whether you're whatever you are, whether you're Muslim or whatever. We're all created by that same God, that same universe. And if we would understand that, we probably wouldn't be fighting so much and making wars just because of religion or because of what you think and I don't think. So let me just hit you. And that's the problem with this administration, is that it's giving people the rights to hate and to do. And I'm not even talking just to trans, with the African American community, with so many other things. Now we have somebody in office that is okay. Well, you discriminate if you want. If you come to my establishment and I want to make you not go into a bathroom or not take your services, I can be hateful and do that. And I don't want none of it, because I want to spread love. And I think that love will conquer all. And I think that when we start seeing each other as creations of God, and when we start seeing as brothers and sisters, no matter what religion you're in, no matter, just creation-wise, I think it will understand that we really are all in the same boat. So we all should have the same rights. You don't have to believe that I'm right. You don't have to agree with my lifestyle. You don't have to agree with my choices. You don't pay my rent. You don't do anything for me. So you have no rights to do that. So the one thing I loved about, I went to Europe, to England. And the one thing I love about is their concept as a culture. Their concept is, as long as you respect me, I respect you. You don't come into my life, I don't go into your life. Whatever you do in the privacy of your home is your business. And that's why that country doesn't have police officers with guns, because everybody mutually respects each other. Yes, there's going to be problems, and yes, there's going to be whatever. But we've gotten to the point that everything is, well, I just got freedom of speech. I'm going to tell you however I feel. And then we just got to add the violence on top of it. So my whole point is, I wanted to do this. I don't want to be long. I just wanted to come on here and say why it's important. When I send all this stuff over, and I want to, if you can, please, and if you love me, please share this with everybody and their mother, because it is important. Because we, as creations, like you and everybody else of God, I am not a freak. I am not some deprived, sexual, nasty, retarded. I am none of that. I am a normal human being who just happened to have the wrong genitalia when I was born. And inside, I feel like something else. And if I want to change that, that is my choice. That is my body, and I can do with it how I please. So for anybody to come and tell me that they can do otherwise, it's just insane. It's insane, and it's not human. And we are human beings, and we all are humankind. It's humankind, whether I like it or not. Whether you're good or bad, whether you're evil or not, you're still humankind. And you know what? Love always prevails. I know sometimes it feels like it doesn't, but love always prevails. So out of love, can you please just educate yourself on what they would be doing? It's not about if you believe it's wrong or right from the Bible. Because the verses that she quote to me, that's another thing. I'll make a video of that because it's ridiculous. It's stuff that don't even make sense. But and then of course you got to understand this is supposedly men inspired by God that wrote this, because it wasn't literally God who wrote this. Okay, so let's start by there. But anyways, I'm not gonna go into that. What I wanted to say is I'm not offended by people. I don't care. Like, I just want to have rights like everybody else. And it's very important to us to vote. And it's very important to us. And transgender people, it's important to us to be visible. I know sometimes that's hard, because it was kind of hard for me to do this video. Honestly, because I don't like that's part of the reason why I don't like doing lives. I do lives, but I just don't, because we can come, people can comment with hate. People can threaten our lives through social media. And I have a dear friend who actually, not too long ago, somebody was threatening his life, literally threatening his life, and that he shouldn't be here and he shouldn't be alive and he should die because he's trans. And it was a female to male. And and Mason, I love you. So but to have somebody, and I'm sorry, like I wanted to just share that, because I couldn't believe that people still are that hateful. Like, it's none of your business what he does or what I do. Why would you want to kill somebody because they don't believe what you believe, and because your religion says, and your religion, we need to stop that ASAP. That's as soon as possible. Whatever your religion dictates to you, it dictates to you. It doesn't dictate to everybody else. So if you want to believe that, then keep it to yourself and to whoever wants to believe in that religion. But if they don't want to believe and they believe something else, you do not be hateful. You do not come out. That is not God, and that is not the love of God. And please take the blinders off your face. If you think that that's a God thing, that God would not want you to be hateful. Hate is not in his vocabulary. God is love, period. So if you don't know how to give love, then don't give anything at all. And don't go quoting scriptures, and don't go going to people and whatever and saying it's in the name of nobody but yourself and evil. Let's get that straight. Because you could tell by the Spirit, okay? Nobody got to tell me. I don't go to church. I don't have to go to church. But you can't tell me I can't discern spirits. And you can't tell me I'm not a spiritual being. That I don't care if you believe it or not, honey. The whole point is that it's up to me and God, okay? And that same spirit that's inside of me is the same spirit that's inside of you. And when you're hateful and when you're quoting negative scriptures and just being hateful with people, and all of a sudden you just hateful with homosexuality, gays, lesbians, and they're a different breed. And don't even talk about trans. Those people you gotta really be hard on, because they're no, you don't gotta be hard on nobody. And actually, what you need to do is show the love of God. Instead of talking so much, why don't you show people, these people that you don't like, or these people that God don't like, or these people that God wants to save, or whatever, show them love. Shut up less, okay? Just shut up less, and let your actions speak more. So don't speak so much. Just let your actions speak. Anyways, just wanted to say that what they're doing is they are taking our rights of saying if I want to be a male or if I want to be a female, and that should be my right, not anybody else's right. And it's not right. And whether you believe or you don't believe, it's right in your religious belief. Please believe that imposing that to somebody as a law is wrong. I hope you have a good night, day, whatever, whenever it is that you saw this. And like I said, like I was saying before, to all my trans people, listen, God loves you just as you are. Do not listen to anybody else but that inner voice inside, that spirit that's inside of you. God loves you just the way you are. And I actually love you too, even if I don't know you, because we are his creation, okay? And we're going to keep fighting, and we're going to fight with love and intelligence and education and telling them without having to be angry, without having to be bitter, without shadiness and without cattiness, just with love. But let them know we ain't here to play. We're going to let you know what's up. Love you guys. Bye.